Hi, Maggie here again. Latest episode of the Vocal Human. It's lovely to see you again, and normal service has been resumed. I'm a little bit more dressed up, and that gives me joy. And I use that word advisedly, as it seems lately that joy is becoming far more of a buzzword, and that's even permeated into our political environment, which is great. It's nice to have that, because for too long we've been fed a diet of fear and reprisal, and to have a joyful and hopeful aspect and vision of the future is something to be celebrated. I love that, and it's great, but we have to understand that along with that we've still got to work for it. We've still got to fight for what we believe in. It's one thing to have this joyful, wonderful vision of the future, but we've actually got to work in order to make that happen. And in order to do that, we've got to learn how to battle the true threat that's out there. It's very easy when you're fed that diet of fear and so on, that you feel you have to fight fire with fire, and you then meet fear and reprisal with more fear and reprisal, and that falls into the trap of the autocratic playbook, where it makes people think that the things are so dire and bad that there's no other way and there's nothing that can be done, and we all just give in. And they gives them the excuse of saying, look, they're doing the same thing. They're actually, it is a true threat. Look, they're threatening us, and fear, and it's just self-perpetuating, and it just gets worse and worse. What we have to do is understand that their way of doing things is not right. It's not loving, it's not inclusive, and it's not a way forward. The way forward is with love and respect. But also we have to have courage. We have to have the courage to say what it needs to be pulled out. If somebody says something heinous or disrespectful, as the majority, unfortunately, of the things that are being said from the other side are, we have to call it out, and we have to do it in a factual way. If something is weird, one of Tim Wolf's favourite words, then we call it weird. If someone is being disrespectful or racist, then we call them disrespectful and racist. However, we don't have to stoop to the same degree as they do, where they start calling names, making up lies, and being totally disrespectful and treating people inhumanly, which, as you know, going back to the beginning of this series, it's important that we all treat each other with humanity and respect. So even if we are criticizing somebody or calling them out, there's ways of doing it, and ways of doing it right. Something we can still be proud of when we look back at it. If we're faced with that kind of tirade of negativity from the other side, and we call it out, but we do it in a way that is still respectful and honest, then we can look back on it with pride and say, when things needed to be called out, I did it, but I didn't lower my standards. I didn't start treating people with disrespect and lack of humanity. I did it according to my standards. I think that a lot of people, when they look at themselves in the future, will look at it and say, feel that they are thoroughly ashamed of the way they were treating other people. At least I hope they do, because if they don't, then frankly, they're lost. But anyway, from looking at it, as I say, from our point of view, from how can we move forward? We've got to do it in a way that shows there's a better way, a better alternative than what we've been faced with up to now. Just being another person that's speaking that way but of a different colour isn't good enough. It's not going to convince people to vote our way. It's not going to convince them that we have something different to offer. But if we do it in a way that's saying, that is wrong, but this is what we're going to do, and this is what makes us different, then that for me is a promising and hopeful way forward. We need to exude that joy and hope rather than that fear and that lack of respect and giving up. The fact they've given up on our nation, frankly, the way they disparage America is terrible and sad, in that they cannot see how wonderful this country is. Excuse me. And if they carry on doing what they're doing, they're just going to destroy what they think they are fighting for. Instead of which they should be looking for all the beauty and the strength that's just normal in America. If you look around, there's joy and strength and pride everywhere. And we need to be encouraging that. We need to be celebrating it. We need to be respecting it. And that's where I think, again, excuse me, Vice President Harris and Tim Walz have tapped into that vein of people want something different. They want something positive. They want a new way forward. They don't want to go back. And I think it behooves to all of us that we not only appreciate their message, but we are that message. We become that message. We join them in that message and believe in it. Absolutely, wholeheartedly, 100%. That the joy is there. The joy should be encouraged. And through joy and love, we will go to a much more happy and safe place. It's all sounds wonderful, rainbows and unicorns and everything else, but as I've said before, it has to be worked for. It doesn't come just on a silver platter. We've got to go out and fight for it. We've got to go out and make it happen. But we've got to make it happen in the right way. So put the work in. Don't be afraid to call things out, but call out in a way that shows the joy and the happiness and the respect, which is what we're all fighting for. Don't stoop to their level. Call them out, but show you're something different. And people will respond to that. And I'm really looking forward to it. So let's get in there and do that together. Let's group together with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and make this an unstoppable movement that just washes through everything come November. And then from there on, we can do the additional hard work of making our dreams come true. So anyway, I'll leave that for now. My voice is starting to go. So I hope you like these. Please comment if you've got a comment to make. Thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you like. That would be nice. I want to get this out to a lot of different people and at least give them food for thought, if nothing else. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay well, stay happy. And I look forward to talking to you next time. Okay? Bye for now.